All right, fourth and fifth graders, we're gonna do some optical illusions. This is called ricocheting line. It's an optical illusion that makes a two-dimensional paper look 3D. But this little post-it note I made real quick is the way that we're gonna be turning your paper. So we're always gonna be turning it counterclockwise. So when you're working, it's gonna be going this way, and you can see that it's going backwards. So it's following this arrow. I would like you to draw it like this with a ruler so that you get in the pattern of always turning the paper. So this is kind of practice for the real one that we make. So I made you these handouts, and I would like you just to take your time to draw these. And there's a dot up here that shows where you're gonna start. So you're gonna draw your first line, and then you'll turn your paper, and it's gonna go counterclockwise. And then where that last line stopped, the next one starts. Draw your line, turn your paper, and draw your line. And you'll notice that it always stops when it gets to the next line. So right there is the line that I started drawing. I'm gonna turn it again, and then we'll draw this one. So it stops when it gets here. Often I'll just dot the line to remind myself where the next line goes. Turn it. If you end up turning it the wrong way, then you're gonna end up losing your place. So we'll keep turning it. And I would like you to draw yours with your ruler just so that you can get used to doing it. I'm gonna speed mine up and draw mine freehand, which once you get into the rhythm, that's fine. But I would like you to draw it out with your ruler to at least get into this rhythm. So I'm gonna move over to doing mine without the ruler just so that this goes a little bit faster. So I'm still turning it. You can see that I can draw the line, put a little dot on it, turn it, draw my line, dot it, turn it, draw my line, dot it, turn it, draw my line, dot it, turn it, draw my line. And the reason I am emphasizing this is because I've had students where they don't turn the paper as they draw it, and then you won't know how to make one of these when you draw it by yourself. And students will do something like this where they'll just draw each of these lines. Please follow the pattern so you're going from the outside and you're working your way to the middle. And if it helps you put a dot on the line, put a dot on the line. When you're about this far along, you still have probably 25 or 30 of these little triangles to make before you get to the center. So sometimes people think that they just have a few more triangles to make, when really you're about halfway done when you're about this far. So follow the pattern, keep turning it, keep drawing it, and you'll know that you're doing the right thing. I'm gonna put a little dot on here. If this shape in the middle is always a square. So you're drawing triangles, but the shape right here is a square shape. So we'll speed this up. When you get done drawing this out today, I am gonna have you start coloring it with your colored pencils. If you don't have colored pencils, you can use crayon. But I would like you to really understand the process of making one of these optical illusions that can make something that's flat look 3D. So a couple more left to do. But I continue to always turn it backwards, which is turning it counterclockwise. You can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 left when I was right there. When you're done with this, then I would like you to just stick with a simple pattern. I pick one color and I'm just gonna color it, skip it, color it, skip it, color it, skip it. with your colored pencils. Gonna follow that line. And then if I do this on one side, kind of pressing a little bit harder around the edges, and then I'll shade it in a little more lightly so I don't totally wear out my pencil, because you're gonna need this one color for most of it. So if you color this one and this one's blue, the one on the opposite side I would do to make it match. So color a little bit harder around the edges. I would like you to definitely take your time. I'm going a little bit faster, but then I'm gonna color this one, then I'm gonna skip it, and then we'll color this next one. Go around those edges, try to make it look nice and neat, and then shade it in a little more lightly. Then go back over to this side, color it, skip it, so this one's gonna be a color. You're gonna work all the way until you have it finished. So we'll just pretend that I'm done. Once I'm done doing these two spirals here, if you did want to pick something else for these, that's fine, but we color all the way inside. And then if you do happen to get them all done, pick another color that's close on the color wheel. This purple is really close to blue, or for example, if you picked red, red would go well with orange because they're right next to each other. I'll bring the color wheel with me, hopefully, so you can use that to help you. But if I did blue, then I could end up doing a color mix if you had extra time, so then I get a bluish purple color. Or if I did red and orange, I could mix to get a reddish orange color. So that's what you could do if you have extra time and you get it all colored. But today is really just figuring out how to do this process. And if I do a purple on this blue, I need to do a purple on that blue too. All right, so let's have fun making art today, figuring out how to make an optical illusion by making a two-dimensional paper look 3D by spiraling in.